Hi, I'm Hitesh, Senior Program Manager for Microsoft System Center. Thanks for joining me in learning about what's new in System Center 2019. First of all, thank you for being such a great group of customers to work with over several years. Today, I'm going to talk about the new and improved System Center 2019, which was made available to you in the month of March 2019. System Center 2019 is a long-term service channel release which offers 5 years of mainstream and 5 years of extended support to the customers. As we continue to enhance the System Center suite, we also look forward to the next version of System Center, which will come on the back of the next version of Windows Server. For the Windows Server customers, System Center Suite has always offered the complete set of tools that are needed to manage their data centers. The whole ambit of data center management, ranging from deployment, monitoring, and automation, is served by the respective products in the System Center Suite, which have matured and evolved over many years along with the evolution of the Windows Server platform. Products such as Operations Manager, Virtual Machines Manager, and Data Protection Manager provide built-in integrations with Microsoft Azure, making it easier for customers to leverage the cutting-edge services of Azure and plan a migration to the cloud. Before I start to dig deeper into individual products, I have an announcement to make with respect to System Center 2016. System Center 2016 will support Windows Server 2008 and Windows Server 2008 R2 extended security updates, which were recently announced. Let me now take you through the new features in Operations Manager 2019. Monitoring mission-critical infrastructure, workloads, and applications is becoming more and more relevant than ever, with customers scaling their deployments to support growing business needs. System Center Operations Manager has kept pace with the technology landscape by supporting monitoring capabilities for a variety of resources and applications, both on-premises and hybrid environments. The following is a list of new capabilities that SCOM 2019 offers to the world. We'll touch upon a few of these during this session and deep dive into more in the deep dive session of System Center 2019. Let's begin. Businesses across the globe are increasingly adapting to hybrid cloud, where they continue their investments in the on-premise infrastructure and tools and leverage the cutting-edge services in Azure. While this strategy enables enterprises to be more flexible and efficient, it also raises a need for a single pane of glass for monitoring the health of such hybrid deployments. Azure Management Pack enables Operations Manager to become this single pane of glass by integrating with management services in Azure. Let us see how you can take advantage of both worlds. What you see here is the Azure portal. So I have created a demo application in Azure in Application Insight, which is hosted on Azure portal. And now you can see that there are certain performance metrics which are already being collected. So I will show you how you can bring in alerts and these performance metrics into the SCOM console from Azure. These are the alerts that I have already configured. As you can see, the signal types are listed there. So you can see metrics alerts are there, and there are log search alerts, which are also called SQL query rules. Here you can see that I have already configured my Azure workspace in the SCOM console. It's already documented. In the interest of time, I'm just skipping it, and you can easily go through the documentation for doing that. Now let us see what all service types we want to monitor here. So we have checked few service types that we need to monitor. I will now go to the metrics which I want to collect the data for. So we will collect the data for some metrics. For example, for the server response time, we will collect the data, and also for availability. Let me now show you how does this look like, our server health looks like in the monitoring pane of the web console of System Center Operations Manager. Here you can see that our application is critical. And if you see, you can also see some performance data here. Let's just dwell more into it. So our application is critical, which is very much visible in the SCOM console. And if we go to the performance graph, we can even see the availability, failed requests, and server response time. Let's just quickly go to server response time here. Here we see the same performance graph which was also visible to us in the Azure portal. We can also view the same thing in the SCOM desktop console. Let me now move on to the Virtual Machine Manager 2019. On the deployment and management capability enhancements in System Center, let's talk about how new features in Virtual Machine Manager are helping deployment of hyperconverged infrastructure and the new capability introduced for managing hybrid environments. Before this, let us glance through the new features that are available in VMM 2019, where we have made significant investment in the areas ranging from supporting SCI, enabling hybrid capabilities, to improving the performance and security of the product. Hyperconverged infrastructure adoption is seeing significant growth in the past few years. We see a trend of customers shifting from traditional server and SAN to HCI, which helps them lower the total cost of ownership on their deployment. VMM simplifies the deployment and management of SCI clusters. There are many feature additions to support S2D in VMM. Customers can deploy, update, and upgrade S2D clusters using VMM 2019. Storage in an SCI cluster is built out of commodity storage devices. A commodity storage device has a greater chance of failure compared to a traditional storage. VMM 2019 helps admins monitor the health status of physical and virtual storage components deployed using S2D. Users can monitor health and operational state of physical disk, storage pools created on those physical disks, and logical units created on the pools. Knowledge of the health and operational state will help administrators choose and resolve issues. Let us see how this can be achieved in VMM. VMM Server fetches operational and health data from Windows Server 2019 storage provider cache. A refresh is done by default every 2 hours to update the VMM database. However, the refresh time can be modified using the registry details. Let me show you how this looks in the VMM console. Just head to the Fabric pane in the VMM console and look for classification and pools. Here you can see the health status of this pool. When we expand it, you will see that we have the physical disks there and also the logical units. Let us try to click on one of them. On clicking through a physical disk, you can see the health status down below and the operational status as well, which is currently showing maintenance mode. So this is how you can monitor the health of your storages in Virtual Machine Manager. Let's switch gears and now talk about System Center Data Protection Manager. Whether applications are in Azure or on-premises, enterprises need a good business continuity and disaster recovery strategy for their application. A good BCDR solutions make sure that the applications are always available, and if something goes wrong, these applications can be recovered and made online within their recovery time objective. System Center Data Protection Manager is an enterprise-grade BCDR solution that provides a couple of things. It protects your data center workloads at scale. It is capable of application-aware backups, be it SQL workloads, Exchange, or SharePoint. DPM can also be integrated with Azure Backup for a hybrid backup strategy. DPM provides you with the powerful capabilities in monitoring, reporting, and automation. Data Protection Manager can back up your workloads to disk storage for short-term protection, and enterprises can use either one of these options. They can either go to a tape storage or Microsoft Azure for their long-term protection needs. While this flexibility is great for large enterprises, if you are a small or a medium enterprise and prefer Azure for long-term protection and do not want to worry about the complexity and cost of maintaining tape storage, then Microsoft Azure Backup Server, also known as MABS, is a great solution for you. MABS does not need a System Center license and is free to download. It uses a pay-as-you-go model and the cost is based on your usage. MABS v3 was released in November 2018. Let us look at what's new in DPM 2019. DPM 2019 brings with it significant performance improvements to backup time. It supports newer workloads of Windows, SQL, SharePoint, and Exchange. If you use VMware to host your workloads, we now support backing up your VMware workloads to tape storage. We also back up these workloads in parallel for faster backups. You will also be able to take advantage of the rich analytics and monitoring capabilities in Azure to monitor your DPM servers. Let us now take a deeper look into the performance enhancements that we have made in DBM 2019. DBM 2016 introduced modern backup storage, also called MBS, which uses a resilient file system. REFS was a significant improvement over NT file system since it offered great scalability, performance, and helped with data integrity, and allowed significant space savings. DBM 2016 with MBS provided 30 to 40% space savings and backups that were 70% faster as compared to DBM with NTFS. Now, let us talk about the performance improvements in DBM 2019. Well, you would be happy to know that we have achieved over 95% improvement in backup time as compared to DBM 2016. We improved the cloning engine in DBM. Now multiple file regions are cloned in parallel to reduce the time required to create recovery points. REFS is designed to take advantage of tiered storage. What this means that if a storage pool is made up of solid state drives and hard disk drives, SSDs are used as a cache layer. DBM 2019 now takes advantage of this, resulting in faster backups. We have also made significant improvements to the REFS in Windows Server 2019, resulting in performance gains. Well, from our test, backups with DBM are 95% faster to DBM 2016. Let me switch gears and talk about the hybrid capabilities of DBM. One such capability allows you to register DBM with Azure so that you can use Azure for your long-term protection needs. Let me show you how it's done. This is a 4-step process. The first one is to create a recovery services vault, which I have already done in the interest of time. And now we need to download the Mars agent and the vault credentials to the DBM server. Head on to the recovery services vault, click on backup, and now select on-premises and the Hyper-V VM that we really want to backup. Once this is done, we will download the Mars agent and the vault credentials. This is how it is done. Download the Mars agent and now download the vault credentials. These credentials would be used later. Now we need to register Azure with DBM for long-term protection. This is how it's done. Go to the DBM console, click on the management pane and click on online. Now we click on register and click next. Here we need to select the vault credentials that we had downloaded earlier. As we move forward, what we need to do is that we need to create a passphrase for our backups. Click on generate passphrase. This will take some time to register with Azure Backup. We now see that the registration has completed successfully. We now move on to the last step, which is creating a protection group with Azure as a long-term retention target. This is how it's done. Go to protection in the DBM console and click on new. We now select our servers for the protection group. Select a Hyper-V VM in the S2D cluster. We now follow on a couple of steps until we close this wizard. Before that, we are selecting disk as our short-term protection and Azure for the online long-term protection. Go through the steps and close the wizard successfully. We now see that we are successfully able to register DBM with Azure for long-term protection needs. Now let's switch and talk about other products in the System Center suite, Orchestrator and Service Manager. We understand our partners and customers have invested significantly and rely on both Orchestrator and Service Manager. We want to emphasize that we are continuing to plan improvements that add value to these products. System Center 2019 includes the next round of updates for both Orchestrator and Service Manager. Orchestrator 2019 supports PowerShell version 4 and above and enables the use of 64-bit PowerShell commandlets in your runbooks. Service Manager 2019 has improvements in the AD connector to connect to a specific domain controller, as well as improvement in the reliability of the console. With Service Manager 2019 and Orchestrator 2019, our customers can carry forward the investment they have today, knowing they have the support of Microsoft behind them. If you have a hybrid environment with Azure, we recommend taking a look at automation capabilities in Azure. For example, Azure Automation. Azure Automation supports on-premises and cloud environments, and Microsoft is currently looking at ways to integrate Azure Automation with Service Manager. If you are looking for additional value beyond what is available in the System Center Service Manager, then you can explore partner solutions which augment native Service Manager functionality, some of which require no additional cost. System Center has a thriving ecosystem of partners, and I would like to thank them for creating amazing solutions over System Center suite of products. I really hope that the overview of System Center 2019 was helpful for you, and now you're ready to explore System Center 2019. Here are some resources that can help you get started with System Center 2019. Well, now the next sessions coming up is 3 ways to modernize Windows Server apps. Remember to take a knowledge check, but first let's hear from Cosmos talking with the developers behind Windows servers.